Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel for yet another video in our Mars sign series. My name is Melissa, and if you're new here, please be sure and subscribe to my channel for more astrology videos. Let's go ahead and get started with our next Mars sign, which is Mars in Scorpio. Please follow my Tumblr at Lunar Cappy if you'd like to be updated. If you have not already looked up your birth chart, that you do so. That way you can find out all of your placements, all of your planets, and where they fall in your chart. And I highly recommend that you look up your birth chart if you haven't, so that you can get more of an in-depth look about life and your personality, and it's very telling. It's very interesting to look at, so go ahead and do that if you haven't already. I have a link in all of my videos in the description where you can do that. What does Mars mean in your birth chart? So Mars is your passion, and it's your drive, and it's what energizes you, what motivates you, how you express your passion, how you go after what you want, how you deal with conflict, how you deal with confrontation. Are you a confrontational person? Do you initiate conflict? How do you deal with drama? It can describe your anger, how you express your anger, how it comes off, your sexual style, your preferences in a male, if you're attracted to males, or if you identify as a male, how you express your masculinity. Now, specifically placed in Scorpio, Mars in Scorpio is a very strong placement for Mars because Mars naturally co-rules Scorpio along with Pluto. Now, Mars in Scorpio expresses the Mars energy differently from a Mars in Aries, which is also a natural placement for Mars, because Mars in Scorpio goes about dealing with conflict and confronting others in a much more hidden and secretive way. Mars is about going after what you want, and placed in Scorpio, Mars is much more hidden and like more prone to subterfuge and going behind people's backs and kind of attacking when people don't expect it. Being able to suss out everyone's weaknesses, the opponent's weaknesses, and their shortcomings, and being able to just attack when they least expect it and attack right where it hurts, right where the weakness lies. So Mars in Scorpio is very strategic in this way, and when they want to inflict pain and attack, they do so very indirectly but potently. You know, just because it is more of a hidden type of power that Mars in Scorpio possesses does not make it any less powerful. Mars in Scorpio has extremely strong desires. When they want something, they want it wholeheartedly, and so this makes them extremely passionate and very driven, very determined. Scorpio is a fixed sign, and if you know anything about fixed signs, they do not give up, and they keep going and going and going until they reach their desired outcome in the end, and they don't easily let other things or outer circumstances get in the way of that, no matter what. Mars in Scorpio is very, very willful, obstinate in using their power, and using their power very skillfully, definitely to their own advantage. And they're going to try to turn the tables so that they're the ones in power, that they're going to like being in control. They're going to like knowing that they have you where they want you, that they know where you are and what your stance is, what your position is, so that they know how to maneuver around that, and they're very good at using their intuition to feel out other people's positions and to know how to get what they want out of other people. Mars in Scorpio is probably not going to be very open or eager to show that they've been offended. They're going to perceive that as a weakness and putting themselves out for vulnerability, and that's the last thing a Mars in Scorpio will want to do when they are faced with a conflict. Mars in Scorpio is going to internalize those emotions and all those like soft qualities, all those like feelings of softness, and like knowing that they are tender in some area, and they're going to hide that and put up this armor of strength and just being unmoved, being cold and aloof and unemotional. But deep down, still waters run extremely deep for Mars in Scorpio. and you just will never ever know how you've affected them. Mars and Scorpio will probably internalize their emotions to the bitter end, and they'll take it to their grave. They're always going to remember what you did, and they're always going to hold it against you, and they're going to, you know, always keep a scorecard in their pocket, you know, keeping track of what you've done to them so that they can use it against you later on. Very much a vengeful tactic that they use in conflict and to defend themselves. Mars and Scorpio is constantly playing both the defensive and offensive in a conflict. When you think that they are playing the defense side, it's actually a disguise for being on the offense. This is what I mean by, you know, going behind people's backs and, you know, defending themselves and appearing very cool and detached about it. But this is actually their power move. This is actually their way of protecting themselves, but also, you know, again, like keeping track of what you've done so that later they can use it against you, and that's their offense. That is the arsenal that they build up to be able to attack you in the end. That's really how they get their opponents. Mars and Scorpio, like all of the water signs, all of the Mars in water signs, is extremely sensitive and extremely prone to being hurt, although they don't show it, being just very emotional, being very like in touch with their emotions and using their emotions to motivate them, to inspire that passion inside of them to move and to do things, to take action. Mars and Scorpio can be inspired by anger or frustration or any emotion really to get what they want, and the desire to possess another person and to take control is largely what motivates a Mars and Scorpio. They're motivated by the potential of getting what they want out of another person and receiving something from another person, you know, from bonding intimately with them. A Mars and Scorpio can be prone to using their sexuality as a form of getting what they want and manipulating. Mars and Scorpio is very self-possessed and very self-aware of the kind of power that they have over people and the kind of influence that they can have over people. They're very aware of their own sexuality. They have it refined and they just know it so well. They know what they want and they know how to get it from other people, and they know how to use it in getting what they want out of other people. I would say that a Mars and Scorpio sexuality is very overpowering upon their partner, very much out to control them, and a Mars and Scorpio sexuality is subtle and they can do a very good job at hiding it and disguising it as something else, but they're also very, very private about it. It's private but very powerful, and it only comes out with the most trusted of partners. And Mars and Scorpio is definitely not going to just show that side of themselves to just anybody. And they can just be extremely private about letting other people into that part of their life. They can be very much into dominating their partner and having their partner like submit to them. They're going to want to really know their partner sexually on like the deepest, almost most uncomfortable level. They're going to want to know all the ins and outs of their partner in the bedroom, and they may constantly want things their way sexually. They're going to need a lot of passion and a lot of drama in the bedroom. They're going to need to be able to connect with you emotionally first, I think, before getting into the bedroom with you. And a Mars and Scorpio is going to see if they can trust you first before getting to that stage as well. I don't really see Mars and Scorpio as just having casual affairs, to be honest. I feel like a Mars and Scorpio will take sex and intimacy extremely seriously, and they're going to look for partners who also see it that way. And a Mars and Scorpio can also be motivated by learning other people's secrets and really studying other people's psychology, knowing what makes them tick, and just learning all about other people's inner workings and their psyche. And a Mars and Scorpio can be very much interested in those subjects, Mars in Scorpio has a lot of energy and a lot of passion and determination, but they just keep it very much reserved, and they know how to use it wisely. So it's not all just like expended into one area or in one moment. They do not express their enthusiasm or passion very explosively or in, huge spurts. You're going to see it through their actions and through their intensity, through how they pursue something, pursue a goal or anything in life, because they're very steady and their plan of action is very much well thought out and strategized, and they do not do things impulsively at all. Never. Mars in Scorpio is always going to be very cautious about how they go about getting what they want. You're going to need to get a good feel of the situation and the people involved first before doing things and taking the steps to get what they want. So I think that's about it for Mars in Scorpio. If you learned something from this video, or if you're enjoying my Mars sign series so far, please go ahead and leave this video a like. And if you haven't already, go ahead and watch your Mars sign video if you know your Mars placement. If you don't know your Mars placement, then again, please look up your birth chart in the link that I provided in the description, and leave a comment on what your Mars sign is and if you identify it, what you think about it. If I've left any other information out about Mars in Scorpio, please go ahead and fill me in the comments as well, and we can have a discussion. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel for more astrology and follow me on Tumblr at LunarCappy, and I'll see you again very soon for another video.